Elements of dance. The elements of dance are foundational concepts and vocabulary that can help you develop movement skills and understand dance as an artistic practice. Dance can be broken down into the following elements: space, time, energy. These three elements are interconnected. At times, it's hard to separate one from the other, but as we discuss each one, we'll include specific vocabulary about dance and examine how each element can be manipulated to create different results. Where does the dancer move? Dance moves through space in an endless variety of ways. Types of space. Effectively managing dance space is an extremely important factor in a successful dance program. 1. Personal space. It is the space around the body. It usually extends to approximately arm's length from your body. 2. General space. It is a space beyond your body that you move through as you dance. It is usually past your fingertips if arms are extended. For our safety, it's important that we move within the general space without bumping, pushing, or invading each other's personal space. Positive and negative space. If you try to look at the picture, the positive space in dance is where the dancer's body is when dancing. It is the space where people mostly look when watching dancers. The negative space is the empty air around the dancer. The list below will help us understand how to think about movements to space: shape or line, level, direction, focus, points on stage, floor patterns, depth or width, phrases, transitions. Shape or line. Dancers from angles, lines, and simple shapes with their arms and legs, such as circles, triangles, as well as more complex shapes. These elements can be looked at from two different perspectives: the overall shape of the entire dance, the shape of the specific movements. There are many types of shape or line: straight lines and angles, curving and rounded, open and closed, symmetrical and asymmetrical, harmonious and contrasting. Straight lines and angles. Straight and angular shapes are sharp, harsh, angry, forceful, and abrupt. Students can make shapes with straight lines and angles relatively easily because of the straightness of the bones and the way the body is jointed. Simple angular shapes are also easy to recognize and learn. Angular shapes and actions can convey a range of meanings. Repeating diagonal lines, radial lines, rectangles, triangles, oval, curving and rounded shapes, curved and rounded shapes appear loving, caring, motherly, gentle, and organic. The natural curve of the spine and the ability of the body to flex at varying degrees allow us to make softer, more curved shapes. Curved shapes and actions can communicate a range of emotions to an audience. Open shapes. Open shapes portray power, confidence, and they are accommodating, welcoming, loving, and free. Closed shapes. Closed shapes are restricted, intimate, vulnerable, cold, small, and unsure. Symmetrical shapes. Symmetrical shapes are planted, stable, sturdy, reliable, strong, and conform. Asymmetrical shapes. Symmetrical shapes express such things as chaos, unpredictability, contrast, and grotesque. Harmonious or unison shapes. Contrasting shapes. Level. Using levels makes choreography more interesting to perform. Levels in dance refer to where the body moves in space relative to the ground. Low level. Low levels are usually thought of as the ground. Low-level movements create a sense of stability, rest, recovery, or vulnerability. Examples of low-level movements could be kneeling, bending, crawling, rolling, sitting, crouching, and lying down. Medium level is where the dancer is standing. At a medium level, the dancer moves in ways that are more like the way we normally move in space. Gestures, walking, stepping, running, and balancing. High level. High level movements pull away from the ground, defying gravity by pushing up and into the air. Some examples of actions that are done at high level include jumping, hopping, and leaping. Directions. Direction in dance is the line taken by the body. Direction can refer to shapes, movements, sequences of movements, or relationships between dancers. The directions that dancers move in and face are also factors in choreography. Having the dancers face front or towards the audience for an entire dance might be uninteresting. Directions you can utilize are as follows: forward, backward, diagonal, sideways, up, down, left, right. Change of direction of your movements to make excellent use of your performance space. Doing this will also keep your dance unpredictable and thus make your dance exciting to watch. Focus. The dancer's use of focus, or where and how they are using their eyes and body, usually can enhance the quality of the performance immensely. Audience. It is where viewers' eyes is drawn. Dancer. Single focus. It is looking in direction of the movement. Multi-focus. Changing head or eye focus during the movements. The point of concentration of a dancer or an audience is very important. Points on stage. Center stage. It is known as the most powerful point on stage, or the place that draws most focus. Downstage. Any space in front of the center stage or towards the audience. Upstage. Any space behind the center stage or away from the audience. Onstage. The portion of the playing area visible to the audience. Offstage. The area surrounding the playing area not visible to the audience. Typically, this refers to the spaces accessible to the performers but not the audience, such as the wings of the stage, the crossover, and the booms. Playing area is also referred to as the center stage. So this is how it would look like. From a dancer's perspective, or as opposed to the audience's, stage right is the area of the stage to the performer's right when facing downstage. Stage left is the area of the stage to the performer's left when facing downstage. Floor patterns. Use of floor patterns is the method by which the choreographer moves the dancers around the stage space. It is the path or pattern a dancer makes when traveling across the floor, such as the locomotor, where it is the transfer of weight from one space to another. Geometric pathways are created in the air or on the floor by a dancer's body as it moves in and through personal and general space in zigzag, straight, angular, horizontal, vertical, staircase, or diagonal patterns. Curved pathways are created in the floor or on the floor by the dancer's body as it moves in and through personal and general space in twisting, spiraling, or closed circular patterns. Depth and width. Choreographers should use depth and width of the stage space to create specific designs, show symmetry, asymmetry, distance, and closeness. Phrases. All dances are made up of phrases that are linked together, or often phrases are made into different dance sections and these sections comprise the whole dance. Transitions. Transitions are what will link one movement phrase to another, allowing the dance to flow smoothly from section to section. The second element is time. How does the body move in relation to time? Time is the duration of the movement. Time is the relationship of one movement to another. Time is the length of the movement that can last for a specific period. You could make a movement slow and last a long time, or make it fast so that it ends quickly. Jump between slow and quick movements to create more impact. A dance could have structured rhythm or pulse, but it could also be free-flowing and unpredictable. You can choose to have either a structured or free-flowing dance, or even mixed it up and include both in your dance. Speed or tempo. The speed of the rhythmic pattern is called its tempo. The speed or tempo relates to how fast or slow the dancers are moving. Pulse or underlying beat. The pulse is a steady beat that underlies the rhythm and the melody of some musical pieces. Rhythmic pattern. This element concerns the rhythm and dancers follow when the performance or movements are done. Time signature. The time signature of the meter reflects the number of beats to a measure. It can be 2/4 time signature, 3/4 time signature, or 4/4 time signature. If dances are done to music, the movement can respond to the beat of the music or can move against it. No counts at all. The choreographer might choose to choreograph the dance without using specific counts. Therefore, the dancers might rely on breath or emotional phrasing to perform the movements. Breath or emotional phrasing. In a sense, the choreographer asks the dancers to feel the movements. Instead of being given specific counts, the dancer might instead be given different images, dynamics, or qualities that can pertain to how the movement should be performed. Stillness. Stillness, however, does not mean inactivity. When a dancer is in a still position on stage, his or her whole body and mind must stay charged and focused, or else the audience will almost immediately lose interest. Words, text, sound, silence. Dances can be choreographed to words, text, and sounds, or performed in silence. The last element is energy. Energy or force is how energy is used while moving. Changing how much energy or force you use not only changes the pace of the audience but also expresses emotion and intention. Just like gestures, you can use movements to tell a story or convey particular emotions. Many dances incorporate both sharp and smooth movements. Switch between these two types of movements to contrast and emphasize. For example, you could move forcefully or sharply. These kind of movements are often seen in popping and locking hip-hop Tahitian dancing. Gracefully or smoothly. These kind of movements are often seen in ballet and Hawaiian hula dancing. Light or heavily. A lot of light movements bring a body part to a space that is quite far from the ground, and heavy movements bring a body part closer to the ground. Tightly or loosely. Tight movements are often include tensing your muscles in some form. Dynamics. It is referring to the qualities that can be described as the way the movement is performed. Qualities, is referring to the distinctly observable attributes or characteristics produced by dynamics and made manifest in movement. Some of the movement qualities are as follows. Swinging. This type of movement creates the feeling of happiness, and it is using the legs, then the arms, then the whole body. 2. Collapse or collapsing. The direction of collapse is downward, and it can be slow and controlled. You can swing a leg up, then collapse the body over it, then you can repeat in alternating legs. 3. Sustained. This type of movement requires a great deal of control. It requires smooth, uninterrupted flow of movement. 4. Percussive. It is a short, sharp, sudden, and forceful. They stop and start abruptly. They can be quite dramatic when used to convey energy or aggression. 5. Suspended. Uses the movement of suspension before a movement gives way to gravity and falls away. 6. Vibratory. This is performed smaller, and it can be seen as quivering or shaking. This ends today's lesson. Have a good day.